Hi, guys. Welcome to Correctional Commentary and the Gray Line News. I'm Caleb, along with my wonderful co-host Robbie, and for the news of the shift. This one in particular, we're going to talk about the Georgia Department of Corrections from the great state of Georgia and their staffing issues. According to an article written by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the Georgia Department of Corrections are facing a major staffing shortage to the point of its emergency levels. They are having issues to the point of 70% vacancy ratings. Their marketing tactics have failed. What's also going on is they have even what this has led to is gangs taking over the facilities. According to this article, there are staffing vacancies for correctional officers at 20 out of Georgia's 34 prisons have reached emergency levels, making it impossible to keep up with even basic protocols such as routine counts of prisoners. This is according to the consultants hired by Governor Brian Kemp. So Governor Kemp hired this outside agency to come in and try to help fix the problem. Now, one thing that Governor Kemp has proposed, because in our line of work, we tend to throw money at issues like this constantly. And Kemp is in this particular case, it's no different. He has proposed allocating an additional $600 million to the department over the next 18 months to address staffing, emergency repairs, and infrastructure improvements to the facilities. Part of this includes a 4% salary increase for officers and an 8% salary increase for prison counselors. Increase, and it says here as well that the Atlanta Journal-Constitution identified 62 people who have died from suspected homicides in the Georgia State Department of Corrections prison system in the last year. To this point, they are losing staff. COs are not wanting to do it because they feel alone and they're afraid. This article has said they're dealing with constant fear and fatigue while in this work. In fact, they've actually had to call the United States Department of Justice to kind of get some advice and help. This is a heavy thing.
It's called the governor of Georgia needs to be calling in the National Guard to those facilities. I don't
Yeah,
think anything that they do is going to solve, especially throwing money at the problem. And 4%,
that's nothing.
that's a performance raise.
Yeah,
It's
at best.
that's really a slap in the face.
Well, but you also
Uh,
got to ask yourself too, what is the current pay raise right now for the Georgia Department of Corrections? I don't know off the top of my head. Robbie, you might know, but
well,
I don't.
I'm sure. Just the general pay for corrections.
Right.
They're usually just barely skating above.
Yeah.
They're so uh, that's just nothing about that statement that they put out made any sense to me because what is giving an 8% raise to counselors
Yeah.
gonna
That
solve?
I'm not gonna lie,
Why
bro.
are
When I
you
read
giving
that,
why are you giving a double the amount of raise to counselors than you are your correctional staff whenever they're the ones that run when they
yeah,
run the facility? That's
Robbie,
totally mind blowing.
and I know you would agree with this statement. We can run a prison without counselors. We can't run it without
Absolutely.
officers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's impossible.
That's why that's why whenever you were reading it, I was just like, what the fuck am I listening to? Um,
It threw me
I
off too.
mean,
I had to double
because
read it, make sure I read it right. But yeah, it's definitely there.
yeah, because why aren't they like they have to have some facilities that are better staffed than other ones, and why aren't they pulling from other facilities, and why aren't they?
Well, like I said, it said what did it say? 20 out of the 34 facilities. First off, that's a lot of damn
That
prisons.
that says a lot of fucking prisons.
That is a lot. Uh,
Now
still,
is that just considering state facilities?
it said state prisons. It said 20 out of the 34 state prisons. In fact, just to make sure that I did In fact, quote that right.
It sounds. My first thing would why the hell aren't you closing down some facilities and moving people around?
Yeah, it says 20 out of 20 of Georgia's 34 prisons. So yeah, state prisons. They're an emergency mode, and I
Good
agree with you. Close some of these
Lord.
facilities down, consolidate. Because I
I
think
mean,
California doesn't have that
if
many.
they're gonna be if they're gonna be allocating that much money
Mm-hmm.
to this issue, then it sounds like they need to start closing some facilities down and using that money that they're allocating to like help some of their staff relocate
Well, and
in the
it's not like
state.
they don't have a lot of resources at hand. I don't know if you know this, Robbie, but there is a federal prison facility down in Atlanta. Down in Atlanta, Georgia,
That's
of all places. You're
I don't
telling
know.
me
That's
there's not
I
extra
mean, I
resources
know,
to
yeah, I
use?
mean, I know that staffing is bad in our state, but I
Mhm.
mean,
Not
like,
that bad.
yeah, well, I mean, the facility that I'm at, it's pretty bad,
Yeah.
and that's the whole reason that they started, the division that I'm in is to help combat, the high vacancies across the state, you
Yeah.
know, and they're pulling from like with the division that I'm in, they're pulling from counties, they're pulling from facilities that are doing a whole lot better on staffing
Yeah.
on top of the division that we're sending officers out there to them. They're still taking volunteers from other facilities.
You
I
know what?
mean,
There,
I think they're looking in the wrong area of pay raises.
in one thing that a couple things I found interesting about it, Robbie, in our state, we you hear all the time the advertisements for the state prison system, and I noticed they even talked about like they put out this advertising campaign, marketing on every single method from radio to social media to whatever, and it isn't effective. And another thing that really kind of got me about it was, and I know Rob, this will make you laugh because apparently the Georgia Department of Correction reached out to the United States Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons, but apparently the Department of Justice recommends a maximum of a 10% vacancy rate for staff members in prisons. You and I have experience. Have we ever had a 10% vacancy rate? I think we've always dealt with way more, and
Oh,
we
pretty
still got
much.
the job done.
But but and if they were really trying to fix the problem of like recruitment,
Yeah.
like I know right off the top of my head, I know Alaska DOC they give like a $10,000 relocation bonus.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I want to say Tennessee gives a $5,000 hiring bonus, and I know there's a few others that give hiring bonuses.
Yeah, and
So
that's
why
what
are you
I'm
just
shocked to not read about that.
yeah?
Why-
Because I had a buddy that transferred out to Alaska DOC, and they gave him a $10,000, or well, didn't transfer, he hired on. But I mean, a 4% raise is not going to solve their problem, and the administration are idiots if they think that that's going to solve their problems.
Well, Georgia's known for its peanut farmers, not its scientists. I will say that. So let's be real here. The last scientist they really had come out of there, he thought cocaine was the cure all for soda pop. So Georgians just listening to me, that's just a joke. Still, go dogs. Woo! But still.
Yeah, I mean, that's about all I have to say to that. I mean, there's
Oh,
really no. I mean, anybody listening that's like in executive up there, y'all need to rethink your strategies
and
because
my mama would say, pull your head out of your rear end and see the sunshine. It's about time. Because what you're
yeah, I
doing ain't
mean
working.
they either need to start finding some real solutions, or they need to call the guard in so that way they can control their facilities.
And, and I know we got to wrap this up, but that's another question. Where's the Georgia State Police? or whatever they've got down there.
It's
You know,
I
where,
don't know.
where are they
We'll,
at?
but we will do a little more digging into it and see if we can find anything. And if we find something new, we will definitely jump back on and do a different part of this.
100%, like any kind of
So,
bonuses or
do you
updates.
have anything else? Anything else to add?
Yeah, the officers that are down there working, that are sticking with it and staying with the job, guys, we love you. We're praying for you. Uh, stay safe. Watch your six. Be your brother's keeper. And hold the line. Hold the
Yep.
line, guys.
Overall, make sure you go home.
Yep, 100%.
All right. Until next time, guys.
See y'all.